Alrighty, everyone, enough of that pre-stream music baloney. Let's get this show on the road. What is going on, everyone? DSP here. And welcome, first of all, must be said, of course, if you live in the United States of America, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. It is the day where we celebrate our independence from, in history we say tyranny, the tyranny of Great Britain, treating the 13 colonies unfairly, and we had to revolt against the tyrannical rule. Yes. Of course, many people through history have viewed it very differently, but whatever. We are here, we are an independent nation, and we celebrate that every single year today. So if you live in the United States, welcome, and happy Independence Day. So what do people typically do in the USA on today? Typically, today is a day off from work, although if you work in retail or certain restaurants, you still have to work today anyway, which really sucks, especially if everyone else has the day off. So I sympathize with those who still have to work today, despite the fact that a lot of other people get today off. I hear ya, and that really blows. So, today, typically in the United States, there's a few things that happen. Number one, usually it's a day to celebrate with friends and family. You try to get together with friends or your relatives and spend some time together, all right? Unlike other holidays, there's really no pressure today. It's not like, oh, it's Christmas and you have to do certain things and you have to bring presents and stuff. It's not like that, all right? Instead, it's more of just a day of hanging out. A lot of people cook out today, meaning if they have a grill, they'll go out and they'll cook on the grill today, which is kind of cool. You know, have a nice grilling out. Outdoor cooking is a very fun thing to do. I will wholeheartedly admit that. Even though I don't have a grill, which kind of sucks. I wish I had a grill. I don't. So we can't grill here. But if you do, go for it. What do people traditionally cook on the grill? Well, burgers, I almost said fries. Burgers, hot dogs. That's what I meant to say. Hot dogs, not fries. And, some people will do like chicken or sausages or various things. There's many things you can cook on a grill. Okay? Now, in addition to that, a lot of people drink today. Today's a day to sit outside in the sun or in a lounge chair and have a nice cold beer or something. Okay? And then many people celebrate with fireworks, which is basically, various explosive devices that look very nice. When I was a kid, what would I do? I would not usually use real fireworks because they're too dangerous. My parents didn't want me to blow my hands off. So we would have sparklers. I don't know if anyone's ever had sparklers. These little things that have to light them up and they shoot little I don't know what to call them, just little sparkle things, right? All over the place. They're very hot at first, and then they cool down quickly. Or we would have these little, what were they? See, I don't remember what they were called. Poppers, I think they were called. Like, they were little paper bags with, a gunpowder inside. You would throw them down on the ground. They would explode and make smoke when you threw them. So we'd mess around with those. Every once in a while, someone in the neighborhood would have a big fireworks thing they would throw in the middle of the street and set it off, but typically I wasn't involved in that. My parents deemed that real fireworks were far too dangerous. Okay, so that was the kind of stuff that I used to do, on the 4th of July. So I don't know what you guys will be doing today if you're even in the United States. I know many of my viewers are not. If you're in the USA, happy Independence Day. Have a fun and safe day, I hope. Hopefully you have some fun stuff in store. If not, hey, I'm streaming all day long, all right? I'm going to be doing 2 full gameplay streams today, as if, just a normal day for me. So hopefully you guys will have fun hanging out with me. If you're not in the United States and it's just a normal day for you, well, business as usual, right? Well, come hang out with me all day long, all right? So, I'm not without celebrating, by the way. Kat and I will be doing a traditional American meal today. We're going to have Angus burgers and French fries for dinner tonight. Now, I don't have a grill, but I have what they call a grill pan. It's a pan that has these raised portions that simulates a grill, and basically what it does, it elevates the burger above the fat, so you don't get a big, disgusting, greasy burger. It actually makes it a little bit more of a healthier deal. And we're going to be having that with lettuce and tomato, some pickles, ketchup, mayo, and some cheddar cheese. So those should be quite good. And then some crispy fries we're gonna make in the oven. All right. So we are gonna have a more traditional American fare dinner, even though we're not able to really celebrate otherwise. We're still gonna do what we can. So, all right. So, what are we doing today on stream? Because that's what many of you want to know. What the heck is going on? If you're here today all day, what are you doing? Well, first of all, we got something very special and interesting, and I honestly don't know how this is going to turn out because I don't know much about it. It's Stranger Things 3, the game. So for those of you who are fans of Stranger Things, it is a sci-fi horror style show from Netflix. It's been one of the hottest shows of the past 3 years, okay? It's actually been a year and a half, actually longer than that, almost 2 years since the last season, because it was October of 2017. Yeah, October of 2017 when season 2 launched on Netflix, and season 3 launches today. That is right. Today, if you have Netflix, you can check out Stranger Things season 3. Now, it just came out overnight. Chances are the vast majority of people on planet Earth have not seen all of Stranger Things 3 yet. So, interesting. Now, for those who don't know, Stranger Things is set in the 1980s. It's all 80s stuff, 80s references, 80s culture, 80s vibe, which is really cool because I was a kid growing up in the 80s and I get most of the references. In a lot of ways, the show is kind of like you ever see Stand By Me or The Sandlot or any of those shows that are supposed to reference, kids from a certain era? That's kind of what it's like. It's like a bunch of kids just hanging out, having fun, and then all of a sudden there's all these crazy supernatural things going on around them that they have to try to handle or deal with. So you get a lot of cool references from the 80s and stuff in the show, and I dig it because of that, all right? So here we go. Stranger Things 3, the game, apparently is supposed to be a early 90s style, isometric, combat game. I don't really know. I haven't played it, obviously. I'm playing it today, so I don't know too much about it. I just know what I saw online, and it certainly seems interesting. I don't know, longevity-wise, how long it is or how much how much it's going to retain interest. You know what I mean? Like, this may be something that we play at one stream and it's fun, but I don't know if it's going to be something that people are going to want to see again and again. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're going to see today. Number one, just the gimmick of it being a Stranger Things game is kind of interesting. That's going to have all the characters from the show and obviously plot lines and references from the show. And then the fact that it's an old school throwback game, it could be fun. But you know what I'm feeling, being very honest with you guys? I'm kind of feeling like what happened with Toe Jam and Earl earlier this year. If you guys don't remember, back in March, I played the new Toe Jam and Earl game that came out. It was fun for like the first couple of hours, right? Because it was like, wow, this is a real retro throwback thing. And then after that, you realized, wow, those games back then were pretty repetitive. Like, damn, those games actually were, when you actually look at them at face value, they were fun back then, but is this something you would actually want to play in 2019, right? So I guess we're going to see. We're going to see how this goes today. All right, we're going to see, playing it today, if it's fun and good and interesting and has any kind of length to it, then maybe we'll play it again this weekend. But if not, if it ends up just being meh, it was cool to play it for one session, but it's not that big of a deal, then we don't have to play it again. All right, the other news is it's only $20. It's only $20 on PlayStation Network. By the way, it's available everywhere. It's on PSN, Xbox Live. It was supposed to be on the Switch, and in fact, I was originally going to play this on my Switch today. I thought that would be pretty cool to play a throwback style game on the Switch, because that's kind of what the Switch is known for, the old school kind of indie stuff that's on there. Wasn't available. Yeah, it was not available to buy this morning. It just said coming soon, and I was like, well, that sucks. I guess Nintendo didn't update their digital store or whatever, so I guess I'm simply not playing it. I wanted to, but you can only play if it's available, and it wasn't on there, so I'll be playing on PS4 today, okay? So this is going to be my first stream. We'll see what happens, today. We'll see if it's good, see if it follows along the plot of the show, and, see if it's fun. If it's something that you want to see me play again, maybe this weekend, or if it's a one-off kind of a deal, all right? Just kind of an oddity for July 4th. All right, later tonight, guys, I'm going to do a chill stream. That's right. Since earlier this week, I decided let's do a chill stream, even though I'm in the midst of all these new releases. I said, let's do Minecraft. Minecraft ended up being one of the most fun chill streams I've done in a long time. People really dug it. I think the reason was because I've been doing so many new releases recently that to have the break to do a chill vibe stream was a lot more interesting than just constant, progress in narrative-based games. And people really liked it. So I said, you know what? I'm making the executive decision. Tonight, I'm doing another chill stream. It's going to be Black Ops 4 Blackout. Battle Royale returns to the stream tonight. And as you know, when I play Battle Royale, I don't necessarily focus in on the game at all. Instead, I focus in on really interaction with you guys. So it's going to be more of just kind of hanging out for a couple hours later tonight. That's going to be around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're all busy during the day, and maybe you'll have some free time later tonight to come back and hang out with me, by all means, come back and hang out with me later tonight. I understand if you're busy today because of the 4th of July celebrations, but maybe you'll have more free time later tonight. Come out back and hang out, okay? Alrighty then. Now, tomorrow is my day off. It's my first day off in a week. I've been streaming 7 straight days. So, it's a much needed day off. Both Kat and I are kind of really worked out, overworked. Like, Kat has been working as well, just as much as me. So she's super duper tired and it's like, man, we can't wait for our day off tomorrow to be able to do some fun stuff together. So, yeah, tomorrow, no streaming, everybody. What I was saying is tomorrow, please take the opportunity to head over to DSPGaming on YouTube and get caught up on all the stuff I've been doing this past week. I mean, there's been so much. My Judgment playthrough, the Sinking City playthrough, my Super Mario Maker 2 coverage, including the full story mode, and then last night, the user-created levels. Oh my god, I went over 2 hours fucking overtime for user-created levels last night. I mean, if you missed that, you absolutely need to check that out over on DSPGaming, right? Then we had the continuing Final Fantasy IX playthrough, which was really fun. And of course, as I mentioned, we had a really chill and fun Minecraft stream the other night. So, lots of stuff to get caught up on. If you have not been around the streams this week, please check those out on DSP Gaming tomorrow when I'm not around. I'll be back on Saturday. You might be saying, what is going to happen on Saturday? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens today with Stranger Things 3. And if this ends up being a great game that people want to see again, then maybe I'll play it again on Saturday. We'll do a second session. If not, if it ends up being just a one-off kind of a deal, then maybe we'll do Final Fantasy IX again on Saturday, okay? So we'll play it by ear. We'll see how things go. More than likely on Saturday, what I'll do is I'll balance it. So it'll either be Stranger Things or Final Fantasy on the first stream. Then maybe that night it'll be like Judgment or something like that. Or maybe it'll be another chill stream. But I'm kind of feeling like maybe a Judgment stream at night will be appropriate. And then on Sunday, again, we got to see what happens. Do I want to play more Stranger Things or what? And more than likely, I'll balance that with, say, maybe the Sinking City or something like that. And there will definitely be more chill streams this coming week. Next week, there's one new release. It is Dragon Quest Builders 2. It actually comes out a week from tomorrow. And yes, I'm very interested in it because, as you know, I've been playing Minecraft since December. And Minecraft has been, I've now played it around 80 hours or something crazy like that. And, I mean, you guys have seen the major progress I've made in my world with the things I've built and the things I've done. It's certainly been a lot of fun. And I'm feeling Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a game that's similar but different. You know what I mean? Like, it's similar because there's a lot of building and crafting and farming. At the same time, there's townspeople who you can get to do stuff for you, which is very different from Minecraft. In addition to that, there's actual tons of enemies and bosses and stuff to fight in the game that seem really neat. So I'm pretty excited to see what this game's going to turn out being. So, that's going to be a fun, not only a new release, okay, but also it's going to be something that could potentially be an ongoing playthrough and a chill stream as well. So let's see. Let's see how things go this week, guys, and go from there. All right? Fair enough? All right, guys. So that's the rough schedule. You know what's coming today. You know, this weekend we'll have a little balance of fun stuff, and we'll play it by ear and see what happens. Okay? So I have a few updates for everybody. All right, let's get to some updates and see what you guys think. So first of all, as you guys know, currently we have the voting going on, the polling for the Viewer's Choice playthrough. All right, this polling will continue at least until early next week, if not an extra week. I'm thinking maybe we'll go 2 weeks with it to give people extra time to vote who haven't had a chance. So far, I believe we had around 150 individuals who voted on it already. And that's only in a few days of the poll being live, okay? So I will urge you, first of all, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, there's a poll of around 12 games for you to vote on to determine which one you want to see a full playthrough of this summer. You can vote by going to my website, thekingofhate.com, go to the general section of the forums, and right there, highlighted and stickied right there is a thread of all the games that are eligible. These are games that you, the viewers, nominated, all right? You guys have been nominating games for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Finally, those games have come to a poll. Games include a wide variety of stuff, all right? So we're talking classic throwback platforming like Super Mario 64, okay? We're talking RPGs like Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, or The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, all right? We're talking throwback Nintendo stuff like Metroid Prime 2, or Super Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, okay? But there's also a lot of others. I think The Surge is on there. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is on there. It's a good variety of stuff for sure. Like, I'm very pleased with the variety of stuff that was added to that list. So please vote. Your votes definitely count and matter. And, you know, the voting right now is in full swing. I hope you, by the way, it's multiple choice. You can vote for more than one game. So you can say, man, out of this list, I want 3 or 4 of these games. You can vote for all 3 or 4, and they'll all count, okay? So please keep voting. And we'll see what happens, you know, over the next week or so. And it'll determine the fun summertime playthrough. It should be a lot of fun to see what you guys pick and play the game for the summer, right? So please do. Alrighty, my friends. Also, recently, meaning as I think it was about 2 days ago, I updated my Amazon wish list, which is something that I launched this week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look below the stream, or you can type !wish list into the stream chat. This is a list of supplies for the streams that I created, since people seem to be interested in possibly supporting the streams and helping me out in ways other than, say, contributions during a live stream, but instead maybe getting something behind the scenes, right? A game or credit on one of the game networks to help out. You could do that, all right? It's listing like PlayStation Network credit, Xbox Live credit, Nintendo Store credits, or I also put a few supplies on there. Things that are essential for the streams. For example, a new controller for my Switch, because the Switch Pro controller, which I've been using, is pretty much faulty. It's not very good. The D-pad is shitty, and it really hurts in games that I'm playing, like Mario Maker 2 or a fighting game, when I'm trying to do something and it does it on its own because the D-pad's a piece of shit. So I put like a cheap controller on there. I also put the Genesis Mini, which is coming out in September, because some people have expressed interest in seeing me play things on the Genesis Mini. And I said, well, it's $80. It's a lot of investment for maybe 1 or 2 streams. But maybe if someone gets it, you know, via the wish list, that'll be cool. I'll, you know, show up and we'll be able to cover it when it launches, right? And I put Dragon Quest Builders 2 on there as a digital code download for the Switch. So any of those things, if you're interested in contributing and helping out, you can actually get right there from the Amazon wish list, and it helps me out a lot. So please consider it. Please consider it and give it a look if you're interested. Okay, just throwing that out there that it does exist. It's something new that you can contribute with. All right. All right, guys. So there you go. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I want to cover before we get to the next segment of the pre-stream? Is there anything else important or essential right now that I need to mention? Man. I feel like there is. I feel like there was something I wanted to talk about today, and now I can't really put my finger on it. Shit. Well, here's the thing. Last night I played Mario Maker 2, and I did user-created content, all right? And boy, was it hit or miss. Some of the stages were good, some of the stages were bad. And then I played the most challenging Mario stage I've ever played in my life that was incredibly fucking cheap, and after 2.5 hours, I couldn't beat it. I really gave it my all. I couldn't do it, okay? Some people are asking, am I going to go back, and am I going to do more of that? And the answer is, yeah, I am. Now, I'm not rushing to do it because, you know, we basically saw the top 3 stages that were available so far last night, and then some really ridiculous challenging stages, okay? I am going to go back to that probably next week. We'll do maybe another late stream, or maybe even an early stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to do it again next week. I figure what I'll do, instead of rushing right back to it, give it some time for people to make more stages, right? Because the thing is with Mario Maker, as I know from when I played Mario Maker 1, when you give it some time for people to work on it, they can come up with some really pretty ingenious things. But the game just came out, not even a week ago. So people need time to work on these stages. So give them some time, and then maybe go back to it, sometime next week, and see what more has been brought up, what more has been created by people, and try out those stages. And if people have stages that they want to recommend for me to try out, I'll check them out. So yeah, I'll give it another go next week. Okay, we'll give it another go. How about that? All right, guys. All right, so that's it for that segment. Let's get to segment 2 of the pre-stream, which is the gratuitous plugs. Absolutely gratuitous. But, shameless promotion, self-promotion is essential when you primarily rely on crowdfunding. So let's go ahead and let's do it. All right? All right, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for 11 years of support. For 11 years, I have been a content creator on the internet. And daily, I've been able to share my gameplay experiences with all of you. It's been one hell of an amazing journey and ride, let me tell you. There's definitely been crazy ups and downs, that's for sure. The first 3 years I did it as a hobby, and I had a full-time job outside of doing it. Then, from 2011 to 2017, I was a full-time YouTuber, and it was my job. And then, in 2017, the YouTube bubble burst. The adpocalypse happened. And when that happened, basically, it became completely unviable, like not sustainable for me to be a full-time YouTuber anymore, despite the fact that it had been perfectly sustainable before that. So I had to change things up. And at that point, I just decided to become a full-time streamer. And I said, instead of focusing on on-demand videos on YouTube, I want to be interactive. I want to have a fun, interactive audience who I could talk to and hang out with every single day. And I did that. It was a big change, a big transition, not focusing on YouTube anymore, and instead, focusing on the streams. And it was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. It's been great. It's been absolutely great doing it, and I think it was one of the best positive changes I've ever made. However, since I've instituted these changes, I now primarily rely on crowdfunding via stream income to make ends meet, and things have been very tight, and you guys know, I've been talking about it recently, how things have been really tight for me with everything going on recently behind the scenes. So I just want to say thank you to anyone who does contribute during the live streams, because you guys are basically allowing me to keep doing this. If you guys love these daily live streams I do, and you like the fact that I do these long form archive videos on DSPGaming, despite the fact that I'm not doing content directly for YouTube anymore, but I do still post up every day over there. If you appreciate all that and you want to see it keep going, please consider contributing via one of the methods I'm about to mention. One thing I will say up front, I absolutely love what I do for a living, and understand that even though contributions are very appreciated and they do keep things going, they're not mandatory. I'm just happy that people come by and hang out with me on a daily basis and share my gameplay experiences with me. All right? It really is an awesome and amazing thing that I'm able to do this for a living, and I'm very grateful for it. However, it is really your support that allows me to keep doing it, so thanks to those who can step up and contribute. All right? So that being said, how can you contribute? First of all, I've already mentioned the Amazon wish list. You can give that a look if you feel like, okay? And that does help directly to the streams. Number 2, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Your patron pledges earn you personal perks as a way to say thank you for your contributions. So please give it a look. And if you consider pledging, thank you. To those who are already current pledgees, thank you very much. FYI, I did message all of last month's patrons on patreon.com just a couple days ago. So check your inboxes and please send me the info required to get your perks as soon as possible, okay? I have a Teespring where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but there's other things like hoodies and sweatshirts and stickers and the like on there. High quality stuff, I can attest. I've owned it for many years myself and worn it on streams constantly, and hasn't worn out or nothing. It's good quality stuff, so please give it a look. Anything you buy helps me out, and you get a cool collectible in the process. Very nice. Now, if you're here live on the stream, okay? If you're live on the stream and you'd like to contribute via the stream itself and get a live shout-out thank you for your contribution, you can do that, all right? If you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to my channel or you tip me during today's stream, I will give you a live thank you shout-out. Now, understand, I don't know what kind of a game this is we're playing today in Stranger Things 3. Typically, if it's a game that's not super demanding on attention, I can give you the shout-out immediately. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit for a break in the action, all right, depending on what kind of game it is. So we'll see today firsthand, but I will give you a shout-out. Now, I'll also understand What I say and do on my streams is subjective. Number one, I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. And number two, I try to maintain a chill kind of vibe around here. This is not a drama stream where we bring up controversial topics like politics or religion. This is not a stream where we're going to be arguing about other content creators and streamers insulting, each other or me. We're not going to diss other people. We're not going to take insults, here in the stream at all. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be a fun, positive, chill vibe style of stream. And I want to maintain that atmosphere. Therefore, understand there is no required commitment from me to say or do anything on the stream, even though I am very appreciative of all contributions. If someone comes in here and is basically trying to stir the pot and start shit and, get people riled up or, derail the stream, I have no obligation whatsoever to acknowledge any of that, okay? So just understand that up front, okay? All right. Is that all right? Is okay? Is that all right? All right. So I'm very happy for any contributions. As you guys can see at the top of the screen, we have a stream stats leaderboard. The top cheerer and top tipper of the day will get recognition right up there for their contributions. All right. Now, being very matter of fact and very honest with all of you, as I've already told you guys, right now, financially, things are pretty awful for me. I'm in the worst position I've been in my entire life, and that's not an exaggeration. And without going into detail about what's going on behind the scenes, because you really don't need to know, right now, the best way that you could support me would be by tipping me. I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of this month, so I've essentially got at least 11 or more days to wait before I see any income. And I've got a bunch of bills that have already cleared and more bills that need to clear. So, this time of month, I always get nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. If I can even afford the bills. Am I going to get overdrafted? What's going to happen, right? Your tips are funds that I can use right away to pay bills and also to afford the new games coming out in the next couple of weeks. Everything else is also appreciated. If you cheer or you sub or you go to Patreon or you buy something for my Teespring, it all helps. But right now, tips are the best way to be supported because I get those right now and I can literally use that to pay things I need to pay immediately, okay? So please consider tipping me. There's two ways you can tip me on the stream. Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat to bring up a link to the PayPal tips page. Two quick things you should know about tipping. Number one, if you're afraid of trolls and assholes coming after you for supporting me, which I wouldn't blame you because they tend to troll a lot of people who contribute on Twitch, you can use a different name. You don't have to use your real name when you tip. You could be anonymous or you can just make something up, okay? A lot of people have done that. Number two, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. That is a misconception. People think, I got to register for PayPal and go through all these hoops to do it. You don't. Right there on the PayPal tips page is a button that says you just want to do a quick checkout with debit or credit card. Click here. You can pay for it just like anything else on the internet. All right? So please consider tipping. It helps out tremendously. I'm going to be honest, the last couple of months, your tips have basically kept me afloat. And if it hadn't been for you guys, I would be basically screwed. So thank you very much for your support and all of that. It is much appreciated. Okay? All right. I think it's time. It is time for shoutouts to give credit to those who have contributed on today's stream. Fair enough? Alrighty then. Alright, let me come over here to my Streamlabs dashboard and get everything updated. So first of all, there was a cheer from Chewbacca overnight, and he basically was being appreciative for the fact, that I stuck in there last night and I was trying to play Mario and everything. And he said something very positive. He said, he's DSP, he's bad as can be. He knows he's the best because he's big and he's strong and he knows he's better and he knows he's the man. Good night, my dude. Alrighty then. Little over the top there, but thank you very much for the cheer last night, Chewbacca. Now, as I was starting up the stream today, Hot Stuff Chris subscribed to the channel for a whopping 32 months of support. Thank you very much, Hot Stuff Chris, for the very long-standing support. It is much appreciated. So thank you for that. The first cheer of the day came in from Pragmatic Tactician, all right? And he said the following: do you think politics is turning into a sport where whoever's team is loudest and most aggressive tends to be supported as those to whom has the best policy and explanations? Well, Pragmatic Tactician, I do have opinions on politics. However, I do my absolute best to not talk about them. And here's the reason why. Politics are a very divisive topic. Sadly, I hate to say it, much like religion, okay? people have a tendency that if they don't agree with your beliefs, they completely will turn you out and not even give you a chance, regardless of the fact that it has nothing to do with what you actually do. For example, I am an internet gamer and a content creator. My job is to stream games live, to give you my honest reactions to games, to show you fun, entertaining gameplay, and to interact with you on the streams, right? That's my job. I'm not a pundit who's going to stand on a soapbox here and talk about politics all the time. However, I find that if you do talk about politics and someone doesn't agree with you, it basically not only derails the stream, because then everyone starts arguing, okay? But then people who don't agree with you, instead of having an open mind and saying, all right, maybe, maybe I'll think from another perspective, or, maybe I'll at least consider this person's stance who isn't the same as mine. Instead, people just tend to be bullheaded and say, well, you know what? I don't agree with this guy, therefore I'm never paying any attention to them ever again, because they don't agree with my political stance, and that's that. I'm right and they're wrong. And that's obviously a very, very stubborn way to look at things. And I found over the years, that having a more open mind and considering other people's opinions and things has been a much better way to live, just being honest. But not everyone's of the same mindset, okay? So what I found, as a rule of thumb, is that talking about politics on streams is basically counterproductive. Instead of actually adding to the streams, what it ends up doing is derailing and making it all about drama and negativity and a lot of people arguing with each other. So, Pragmatic Tactician, even though I might actually have an opinion on what you're saying, I'm not going to answer. All right? I know this is kind of a weak roundabout way to go about telling you I'm not going to talk about that, but I wanted to justify my reasoning first, because it's fair enough that you come to the stream and you cheer and you're supportive and you wonder, why isn't Phil going to answer my question? That's why. I don't want the stream to become a big ball of people arguing with each other, which it tends to happen when you talk about politics. So, thank you for the cheer. You are the first cheer of the day, and in fact, I'm going to put you up on the leaderboard. But I am not going to go there. I'm not going to let the stream degrade into a bunch of people arguing with each other. Okay? All right. There we go. So, first cheer of the day. The first honorary spot right there on the Stream Stats leaderboard. Very nice. All right, continuing on. Vash7342 just cheered and said, get those phantom fireworks lit as fuck. Well, there you go. Infinite55 just gifted a sub to Venom9000. Congrats to Venom9000, previously known as Rex. And thank you, Infinite, for the support. In fact, if I'm correct, I believe Infinite is the first person to gift 100 subs right here on the channel. Over the years, Infinite has been one of my most positive supporters and gifted 100 subscriptions. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Infinite, for the ongoing support, and I'm sure Venom is very appreciative of that gifted sub. So thank you very much for that, man. Okay, continuing on. Vault Boy tipped me $1 and says, DSP, Happy America Day. Oh, scrolled off the screen. Hold on. DSP, Happy America Day, bald eagles and shit. Quick question. As you're a multitude of nationalities, Polish and Italian, I believe, do you class yourself as patriotic? Am I super patriotic? I'm going to be honest here. No, I'm not. I'm not someone who's, like, insanely, loyal to being someone who's going to talk about patriotism in the United States and all that, Do I respect our armed forces? Absolutely. That's been one of the running things I've always been, especially I think that's come through over the years as a content creator. I always post up on social media on days like Memorial Day or Veterans Day, because I think it's very important to respect our armed forces, because they are those who sacrifice in order to allow us to have the freedoms and the things that we celebrate on a day like today, the 4th of July. But I'm not, as I've told you guys, I'm not overly political. And therefore, because of that, I don't think you would consider me overly, crazy patriotic or anything like that. You know what I mean? But there you go. Thank you very much. First tip of the day, Vault Boy, $1. Thank you very much, Vault Boy. All right, continuing on. We have, 4335, who gifted a sub to a good RPG. Thank you very much for the support. 4335. He also did a very generous tip last night during the insane Mario Maker 2 stream. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. All right, continuing on. Chewbacca cheered again. He said he's DSP, he's bad as he can, and he knows he's the best. Because he's big and he's strong and he knows he's better and he knows he's the best. A real American. There you go. Thank you very much, Chewbacca, for another cheer. The same message from last night. All right, my main man just cheers if SpongeBob wins over God of War 2, I swear. Well, God of War 2 is not even in the running. I do believe a couple people may have nominated it for the Viewer's Choice event, but it didn't even make it to the polling segment. Not enough people nominated it. Just like Max Payne 2. It's funny because people, oh, you're going to play Max Payne 2, Max Payne 2, Max Payne 2. And I was like, well, you know we got a Viewer's Choice event coming up. You got to nominate it, right? And a few people did, don't get me wrong, but not that many. So you got to wonder, is it like the vocal minority who want to see me play certain games like Max Payne 2, right? I don't know. But hey, didn't make it to the voting, so. All right, continuing on. My main man just cheered. He says, so the PS5 is rumored to be $700. Your thoughts? I think that's insane. I think that if you think that people, or at least I should say, if you think the common gamer is going to shell out $700 for a console in the modern era, you're absolutely dead wrong. Even though early adopters absolutely will, the common person doesn't have that kind of cash, just being honest. Like, if you remember when the PlayStation 3 launched for $599 US, it was a running joke that it was insanely expensive, and then within 2 years, the console dropped dramatically in price. The other thing is, in the modern era, there's so much competition. You know what I mean? If you don't want to drop $700 on the PlayStation 5, there's going to be the Xbox, whatever the fuck it's called, Scorpion, the Xbox Too Cold Scorpio, whatever it's going to be. No, I think it's a Scarlet, right? The Xbox Scarlet Pimpernel, or, you know, you got the Switch, obviously, for Nintendo, or you can just get a PC. Like, there's so much competition. It's going to be hard to justify that kind of a price tag, especially because this console generation, we really did not see, we seriously did not see the promises fulfilled, right? We were promised next-gen graphics, high frame rates, blah, 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 blah. Did we really see that with the vast majority of games on console? No. So who's going to shell out $700 for another console that's going to underperform? You know what I mean? I don't realistically see that. I don't. The only way I would see a $700 console is if that's the high-end model. That's the console that has all the bells and whistles that are optional, and they're going to sell a lower-end model for the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see that. I don't. Someone just said, oh, well, people buy $700 smartphones. No, they don't. They finance $700 smartphones, okay? They go to AT&T or Verizon or Sprint, and they go on financing plans where they pay slowly over time for their phones, okay? So unless you're going to tell me that there's going to be financing plans now designed by Sony to pay $700 for this console, I don't realistically see people getting it. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's continue. My main man cheers. I just saw the new Spider-Man movie. I give it a huge thumbs up. Great live action Mysterio. Good to see Spidey has come a long way since the shitty Andrew Garfield version. I agree with you. Now, I didn't see the new Spider-Man movie, but I did see Homecoming. And even though it wasn't the best movie ever, I did think it was a pretty solid outing and an interesting version of Spider-Man that was actually a lot more true to the Spider-Man from the original comics back in the day when Spider-Man was a kid. He wasn't actually an adult, which is, you know, what a lot of the other Spider-Man movies have been. And I would say that, I was very critical of the Andrew Garfield movies. I hated them. I honestly thought that, like, they were terrible. They, bad CGI, bad acting. I'm sorry, bad plot. Like, everything was just fucking bad. I hated those movies. And people gave me shit for it, because I saw Amazing Spider-Man. I hated the lizard and everything. I was like, this movie's a piece of donkey shit. And people criticize me. Oh, no, it's so good. And now it's funny because here we are later, and now people seem to pan those movies. Oh, yeah, those Andrew Garfield movies stunk. I told you that when they were new, I hated them. But it took years and years for people to finally get the, get the hype out of their face, and now they realize those movies weren't very good. All right. I think the Tobey Maguire movies were pretty good, although they're kind of campy in a lot of ways. They at least captured the idea of Spider-Man pretty well. And I definitely liked Homecoming. I haven't seen Far From Home, but, you know, reports are saying it's pretty good. It's a great way to end this, what is it, phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. So it's finally ending, you know, and this is a great way to end it or whatever. It's kind of like a good epilogue movie or whatever. So there you go. Good to hear that you liked it. Continuing on. Bacon, ham, cheese, Pepsi tipped me $1. Says, how does it feel being the official ambassador of bacon cheeseburgers, Kickstart Mountain Dew, and Monster Ultra? I'm not. I don't even know what you're talking about. First of all, I don't even eat bacon cheeseburgers. I almost never eat bacon at all anymore. I cut it almost completely out of my diet. I stopped drinking Kickstart Mountain Dew, and I've never had a Monster Ultra ever. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Probably a meme. I'm sure it's some kind of a silly meme or something. All right, my main man cheered again. He said, I'm Irish. Fill me in on the 4th of July and what it's all about in a brief summary. Well, we already did that. So I'm not going to do that again. We already did that on the pre-stream. Sorry, you missed out. Lime juice. Tip me $1. And lime juice says, you eat the red meat for the 4th of July. The red meat is good for you. Good for the quads. That was fucking creepy. So thank you, lime juice. Thank you for the cheer. That was creepy shit, man. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Young Remy has cheered. And he said, shout out to all the American frogs in chat. Happy Freedom Day. Salute to ya. Yes, all the frogs in the chat. Big shout out, big ups to the frogs who have joined me here this lovely Independence Day. Okay. The brother around the block tipped me $1 and says, you like to wear the MAGA hat in front of the soup kitchens. I don't own a MAGA hat. Certainly wouldn't wear it around the soup kitchens. So, I don't know what you're talking about. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alrighty then. Let's continue on. Good Lord. Don't know what's happening. Infinite has gifted another sub. This time he gifted a sub to Bomber Harris. Do it again. Thank you very much to Infinite. And congrats to Bomber Harris on the gifted sub. Hopefully you enjoy it. You previously were subbed for 11 other months, so this will be your year sub. Very nice. Bent Boxer has cheered. He says, how many episodes of Stranger Things Season 3 have you watched so far? FYI. What? I'm not reading that. None. Stranger Things Season 3 came out overnight, and I didn't watch any episodes at all. Like I said, I actually said this, actually, you're absolutely right. I didn't say this actually verbally talking. So, allow me to clarify. I don't really have a lot of time to watch television anymore, just being very honest with everybody. I just don't. And in reality, the little bit of the very little bit of television that I watch is typically wrestling. Typically it's pro wrestling. Okay? So that being said, I really have not had a lot of time to watch much at all. However, in regards to Stranger Things, I have seen the entire first 2 seasons and really like the show. So I probably will make an effort to try to watch it. It's just not going to be soon. Like, I'll probably try to watch like a couple episodes every week or something. I think, isn't it 8 to 10 episodes? I don't know how long the season is. Usually it's 8 to 10 episodes, I believe. So I will make an effort to try to watch it, soon. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I've seen none of it whatsoever. 0 episodes. But I will try to watch some when when available, when I'm able to have some time to do so. Probably the first time, maybe this weekend. I guess we'll see. All right. So thank you anyway. Thank you, Bent Boxer, for the cheer. Vash cheered again and said, Phil, would you say the PS1 Tomb Raider games compared to the modern Uncharted series? And the PS1 Tomb Raider games really did start the whole exploration, almost like Indiana Jones vibe kind of game. The older Tomb Raider games are very different from what the series became later on and almost have no resemblance to the modern Tomb Raider games, being very honest. They were a lot of run and gun, dodging, and action. And then some platforming and puzzles after the fact. But there was a lot of like run and gun combat in those original games. But yeah, essentially, the Tomb Raider series spearheaded a lot of things in the future. Definitely Uncharted took the formula from the original Tomb Raider games and went up a notch with improved graphics, a better narrative story, more interesting exploration mechanics, and a cover-based shooting system. Interestingly enough, years later, when the Tomb Raider series got reboot, it borrowed a lot of the improvements that Uncharted had added to those kind of franchises, and basically now the Tomb Raider franchise kind of feels like Uncharted. See what I mean? So interesting how that works. It starts off with one game, then one game's inspired by that game, makes their own innovations, and then that game comes back and now copies the other game that improved upon it. All right, that's confusing. Grazy Dream just hit me $1. He says the controller has been bought from your wish list, arriving on Saturday. Oh, really, Grazy Dream? Wow, thank you. Now I don't know how to check on that. In fact, you know what? Give me a second. I'm curious because I want to now check my Amazon and see if it says that. If you've got, give me a second. Just give me a second to go check on things, okay? 1 second here. Let's see. Amazon. Yeah, it says it was purchased today. It does confirm that. But does it show me? Let's see. See, this just shows me my orders. It's weird. It doesn't send me the information. What the hell? Huh. Yeah, it doesn't say anything here. There's like no way to tell. This is so weird. Your addresses, archive, manager orders. I don't see anything. Wow. Very weird. Alright. Well, again, I'm totally new to this. Alright, I'm totally new to this. So I don't know how it works. I checked and literally, it does show, by the way, Grazy Dream, so this is a learning experience. We're trying to learn how this works. It is showing as, like, purchased. It's saying it has been purchased on July 4th, which is good. So thank you very much, Grazy Dream. But it gives me literally no info at all. Okay? So, Grazy Dream, if you could provide me with that tracking info, if you want to email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com with the tracking info, so at least I can track it, as it makes its way here. I would appreciate that. I wish that it would, like, it's so silly. It's my list. It's my wish list. It's shipping to me, but Amazon doesn't give me the info for it. Okay. So thank you very much, Grazy Dream. That's going to help tremendously, especially with not only Dragon Quest. Well, if I buy Dragon Quest Builders for the Switch, but if not, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out in a couple weeks. I'm definitely going to be playing that. And also future Mario levels, playing Mario Maker. I guarantee the Hori controller is going to be better. Hori is a really good company. So I'm looking forward to using this better controller for that. So yeah, if you could provide me with the tracking info, please, sir, I would appreciate that. And thank you very much for the support. That's going to help. As soon as I get the tracking info, I will take that off the list. So that way there's no mistake where someone else buys me another one. Okay? Okay. Continuing on. Vote Democrat did a 62-bit cheer. Sorry, I just crunched a bottle. Vote Democrat did a 62-bit cheer. He said, you should stream the military show of might tonight. No, I'll be streaming myself. I'll be streaming other stuff. So no, I'm not going to be streaming the military show of might tonight. Thank you, Vote Democrat. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. For the top cheer today. Thank you very much, Vote Democrat, for that. Appreciate that. Okay, let's get this there. There we go. Continuing on, my main man cheered. And he says, Mario is Nintendo's mascot. Master Chief is Microsoft's mascot. Okay. Who's Sony's? Nathan Drake, Crash, or Kratos? I mean, good question. I don't think Sony really has a mascot. See, here's the thing. This is funny that you say this. I would say Mario has more than one mascot. Like, I would say that definitely, like, Link and Zelda, Samus, right? Like, all those are, like, quintessential first-party. Oh, Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong as well. Those are all first-party Nintendo characters. You could say Kirby as well. You could say all those are Nintendo, right? Sony has a ton of characters, right? But it's funny, what can you really say is Microsoft besides Master Chief? You're absolutely right. Like, Microsoft doesn't really have those iconic first-party titles that would be, oh, this is, like, synonymous with Microsoft gaming greatness, right? They don't have that anymore. They used to. They don't have that anymore. So, I would say there is no number one mascot when it comes to Sony, much like there is no like there's tons of mascots for Nintendo. See what I mean? Okay. Real American History. Tip me $1. And says, remember the Native American Indians and the black slaves. I do remember them. And I'll never forget them. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. Thank you for the $1 tip as well. The Italian Crow has tipped me $2. And he says, Buongiorno, Phil. Feliz giorno dell'America. Thank you very much to the Italian Crow. Good to see you on stream. And you are the top tipper of the day with that $2 tip and that very nice sentiment. Let's get Italian Crow up here on the leaderboard. Oops, that was not correct. What the fuck? Italian Crow. There we go. Italiano. Very nice. Thank you very much, Italian Crow. Appreciate that. All right, continuing on. Vote for Knights of the Old Republic has tipped me at $1.01 and says the following. Would you end the poll now today and take the top 2 games since you did so with Mario Sunshine and other games before? This would hold you over the summer and will maximize participation since these games are most coveted for you to play by viewers. Plus, we want to hear the O song. I have no idea what that means. What the hell is the O song? I'm not going to do that. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. However, let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens with the polling. I'm not committing to anything. What I will tell you is I am committing that the game that wins the poll will be played. But it's always a good idea to know that there's another couple games that if people really want to see them, if they got like second or third in the polling, that they could be on the back burner is something that I do, right? So let's see. Let's see what happens with the polling, and we'll go from there. But no, I'm not going to make that. I'm not going to make that commitment that I'm definitely playing second and third place game 2 this summer. All right. Oh, by the way, that updates us to $10 a tip so far today. So let's update that. Okay, shout out to Pissing Demon, who did a 70-bit cheer that actually makes Pissing Demon the top cheer of the day. They said, Happy 4th of July. When are you eating? Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, Pissing Demon. Why would you even say that? That's not even funny. And you know what? I'd say it, Pissing Demon, if anything, you're proving to be a troll because yesterday you said you couldn't order off the wish list. Someone just did, no problems. And now today you're saying disgusting things. So, stop that right now unless you want to get banned. I'm just going to forewarn you. This is your one and only warning. After that, I will slap you through the internet with all of my amazing force and powers. I will do it. Don't tempt me. Okay, then. Continuing on. My main man cheered and said, oh my god, I figured it out. It all makes sense now. The reason you had difficulty with games all these years is because you couldn't see. Put those glasses on, Phil. It's for your own good. Here we go again with this stupid glasses meme. I don't know where this glasses meme came from. All of a sudden, in the last, like, 2 weeks, people have been referencing glasses. Another stupid meme from brainless people, I bet. Whatever. Hilarious. Continuing on, Mandingo has tipped me $2. It says, Happy 4th of July. Where are the Super Turbo Guile online matches to celebrate? I mean, essentially, I could do that. Like, I could play with Guile in Super Turbo today. Sadly, I'd probably find 2 people to play. And I'm also not very good with Guile. I mean, just being honest here. I mean, yes, I win. Whenever I play Super Turbo, I get wins. Why? Because I've played the game for so long that I have enough essential, like, just basic knowledge of each character to win no matter who I'm facing. But I'm not very good with Guile overall. So I probably would have a pretty hard time trying to play Guile in Super Turbo, just saying. But yeah, you're right. Like, I think previous years I've done that. And I had fun doing that. Sadly, there's really no console version of Super Turbo that anyone's really playing anymore. The Anniversary Collection from last year is pretty much dead. So it is what it is. It sucks. I would love to do that. But The Sopranos have tipped me $1. They say, Hey, Mafia, tell us about some stories of the Mafia from your family. In the East Coast, some guy got whacked in Staten Island a few months ago. Tell us your proud Mafia stories. You do realize, I hate to have to say this and bring this up as a fact on stream. You do realize that not everyone who's Italian is actually in the Mafia. You are aware of this. That is a ridiculous racist stereotype. And that not everyone who's Italian is in the actual Mafia. Do you realize this? Maybe you don't. Maybe he doesn't realize. But no, yeah, that's not the case. Sorry. Anyway, all right. So I think that we've gone through all the shout-outs now. What I'd like to do now is give a shout-out to the top cheerers of the week, and then we're going to start up with Stranger Things 3. Sound good? All right. So shout-out to the top cheering contributors of the week so far. Much appreciated. It's been a great week for cheering, by the way, so thank you, everyone. In 10th place this week, we've got Golden Colts. In 9th place, Cody Carls. 8th place goes to Mr. Papavera. 7th place goes to Baby Man Gaming. 6th place is Orcs or Dorks 7. 5th place, Infinite 55. 4th place, Slie. 3rd place, The Nihilistic Goldfish. 2nd place, Insomniatic Meat. And in 1st place for this week, Creepy Spaghetti. Thank you guys very much for all of the support this week. For everything. Again, just a quick reminder since, we're ending the pre-stream. The absolute best way to support me is to tip me. Tipping me helps me immediately because I need to pay bills. And things are very financially tight right now to the point where I know I'm not getting paid until the middle of this month. Okay? And I know that, sadly, I'm going to have some issues affording everything. So by tipping me, you guys are directly helping me, with that. And I do appreciate that very much. Okay? All right, guys. So, I think let's end the pre-stream. I'm going to take a very short break because I need to use the restroom very quickly before we begin. And then we're going to see what this Stranger Things 3 game is all about. All right? We're going to see what it's all about. I'm curious to see what it's all about because I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll find out together. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And let's end the pre-stream. I'll be right back, and then we'll begin. Alrighty then.